Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. As we are very slow today and on the weekend, I thought I'd give you a bit of a longer term outlook for Bitcoin. We did that last Sunday, by the way, for many coins in the member live stream. So if you're interested to check out the channel membership, and then you can find out about all sorts of coins and the long-term outlook and all-time high targets for various cryptos that I do cover. And because you can watch all the live streams as recording anyway. Today there will be another live stream at 5 o'clock UTC. We talk about how to deal with FOMO. So every Sunday we cover a certain topic around trading, technical analysis, or anything to be sort of education as well. And there's always a bit of an ask me anything anyway. So yeah, that is today. So but let's take a look at two possibilities how a long-term Bitcoin chart can be labeled. So that's the first possibility. I do show that regularly, right? But there's always new viewers, so I think it's always something good to keep in mind anyway. So my view is that since March 2020, Bitcoin created a wave 1 to the upside here and peaked at around 70k roughly. That was in April 21, and then we moved down in a wave A. We moved up in an overshooting wave B, and we're now coming down in the C wave. Yeah, and the C wave is a 5-wave move. We've obviously talked about the current price levels already in, I think it was November, early December, when we broke below the 58k level, because a bullish setup got invalidated, and it made then this one super likely. So we have followed through with the help of the Elliott waves, which is great. I know a lot of people only joined the channel later. So now there is different ways of labeling this move down, but I have chose to label it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a very long wave 5, basically, in which we still are, where you can count the subwaves, in that you say, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th wave is currently happening, right? So this is one way of doing it. That's how I would do it. It doesn't really matter too much what kind of labeling you apply here. Important is to understand the key levels. The next key level is obviously the 17.6k level, and then there's a key support range or key support area at 16.9k, because this is the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level of the larger Bitcoin cycle here. You can actually see that it might not be exactly 16.9. Let me just it's actually around 17k, the 78.6% Fib level. And then very importantly, so that will be support should we really drop below the June low. And then we've got the 10.9k level, that is the 88.7% Fib level. I mean, to get there it takes a lot. I wouldn't rule it out. Very clearly I wouldn't rule it out, but it's just too far away to at the moment focus on it. I think first of all we need to see how would the price react if we make a new low, which I currently still expect. So I expect us to break below the 17.6k level. So if we make a new low, I would expect to see first the 17k level, and then I would like to see, right, how do we react to it? Does it still show weakness? Do we build a good structure? If we still see weakness, there is another support range between 14 and 16k. But if we lose that, we'll probably see the 88.7% Fib level, where we have the next chance really to turn around. But based on this pattern here, the ABC pattern, the expanded flat, so-called expanded flat pattern, where you have an overshooting wave B, based on this, Bitcoin has fulfilled all the minimum requirements. It doesn't need to go any lower, but based on the short-term wave count that's happening down here, it would be likely that we will see one more low. But Bitcoin doesn't need to, so we always need to be prepared for a direct breakout to the upside. But obviously, the more we are trolling here, the less likely it gets. Then there is a different way of counting this larger move. This suggests that we have a completely different wave count, and we would suggest that we have finished a larger wave 1 only up here in November. It was not an overshooting wave B, it was actually a wave 5 of 1, and then we're coming down now as a WXY pattern. So again, you'd see it doesn't really make a great difference how you're counting it, because in the end it all depends now on in both counts we completed the minimum requirements to fulfill this correction. It's just about the micro counting here now, the lower level wave counting, and to understand how likely is it to see a direct breakout to the upside. At the moment I don't see it. based on this wave count here, we've got a WXY. We're now in the Y wave, which is an A, B, C. And I'd be looking at the wave C now, which is unfolding, but yeah, also at the moment isn't really following through. So that takes us to the lower level wave count here. No, not 1 second, not this one. I need to go to, and by the way, if you're a channel member, you can see all my live charts anyway. So you see live when I make any changes in them, even if I don't make a video. Yeah, and the lower level wave count here still suggests that we should see here this white wave count unfolding as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. There is a chance to see a short-term recovery. Yeah, we talked about that. My view is if we break above the, let's say the 20k level, we have a really good chance. First of all, the breakout level would be 19.7k, this wave too high. If we break above that, we can break above 20k. And if we break above that, we have a really good chance to get to 21.7 to 22.1k in a sort of larger recovery. That is a price range then that could help Ethereum to get out of the current range as well. So it is something that definitely we need to keep an eye on. And Bitcoin just doesn't have, if I compare that with Ethereum, Bitcoin just doesn't have a good trade setup at the moment. Yeah, it is a mess. It really is a mess. And I have to clean the chart up a little bit. But the Bitcoin chart is it's just not delivering sort of the trade setup we would want to see. There is here maybe a short-term long setup, but we talked about that, yeah, when we hit support down here at the trend support level, but only nothing convincing really. So all we can do at the moment is to move higher in this C wave of 2. In this wave 2, we are limited by the beginning of the wave 1 down. So we're limited by the 19.7k level. But if we break it, I said it before, then I would just purely assume at the moment that this wave 2 was never finished and we can push a bit higher. But overall, the trend is still down. Yeah, it would just be a short-term recovery. So I don't really have a long setup here. I don't really have a short setup very clearly at the moment. There is a chance to move higher, but Bitcoin also isn't really following through at the moment. I think this is a wave C at the moment. It could be a wave C, basically that we did a wave 1 down, then an A, B, C, right? And then we should come down in a wave 3. That would be the ideal pattern. Overall, as you can see, we are sort of in a range. We're in a descending channel. And really only I think we need to wait for the breakout of the channel to really get an understanding of where we're heading. At the moment, this move, yeah, this sideways range just indicates the uncertainty in the market. And we know the market is uncertain, so this just purely reflects that. And we need to wait for a clear signal here. At the moment, a boring market, yeah, draining market. So maybe we'll know more towards the end of the week. You know, the weekly candle close always gives us a bit of volatility. So let's see. Okay, thanks a lot. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.